leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Gandhi, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. The field's not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
Bordy.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, miny, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
GM, welcome to Coffee with Captain. I'm Cap. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you all having a great day. Hope everyone had the 2-goal parlay yesterday for Mbappe, Haaland, and Messi. Wow, what a I hit. I didn't have the 2-goal parlay. I did those 3 to score just a single goal, and only didn't even put a full unit on it. Just put a little $5 scratch off on Kalshi, and maybe the most down bad I've ever been after actually hitting a 3-leg parlay, because I feel poor because I didn't book a 6-7 figure win yesterday on the double goal game from both or all 3 of the stars. I saw there's actually one guy has a open bet still. They had those 3 to score 2 goals yesterday, and they have a 4th leg for Kane to score 2 goals today. And they stand to win, like, I don't know, 1.5 million. The cash out value right now is $100,000. I don't know. I'll go find it. You can tell me if you take that cash out or you let it ride. But very. I wasn't I wasn't as dialed in to the World Cup. I watched it last time, but not. I definitely didn't watch like every game like I am this time. Well, every game minus the Demon Hour games that take place that start at like 10, 11, even midnight. I've not been watching those, but the the normal day hour games I've watched almost every one, if not every one, in their entirety. Pretty close to all of them, and really enjoying it. But I don't remember like the chase for the Golden Boot to be so. I can go back and look, but I don't remember like the Stars seemingly averaging 2 goals a game. It's pretty wild. It's wild to think that Mbappe and Haaland and maybe others have 4 goals already after 2 games, and they're not even leading. because Messi has 5. It is must see TV, and I am enjoying it. Today, the big question is, does Ronaldo finally get on the board? I don't know. I actually think Portugal wins, but I don't have in my drafts. Had another decent day. Hit won like $100 yesterday playing my the underdog draft style, like the snake style drafts, and had a good hit yesterday. So back to my soccer fandom. People are asking, have I chose a team yet? I do. I have chosen one team. There's at least one audience member who knows what this team is going to be. I will announce it soon here on stream with a jersey reveal. True story. I'll be announcing one of my new fandoms here on the stream, and I'll do so with a jersey reveal in the near future. I have not chosen, so I have a short list, and I know it's not the Premier League, but I want to root for Yamal and for like the next decade. And so Barcelona is on my short list of potentially my favorite teams. Since it's like my inaugural season, I'm just now getting into this. I am at least at this level where I'm going to be, betting and playing DFS and fantasy drafts, etc. I'm thinking I may go with identify who's a Premier League team I'm rooting for in addition to a La Liga team. And right now Barca is on my short list. Von Frutton says, I'm surprised you haven't full ship Man City with your Holland man crush. He's like the Jeremiah Smith of EPL. So I do have a Holland man crush. He is like, no offense to him, but and like Messi's the GOAT. I don't really have enough. I haven't been a true fan long enough to really get in on the Messi Ronaldo debate. But from what I've seen and all the data, all the stats, and including recent form and World Cup, credentials, I don't know how it's a debate really. Like I get the Jordan LeBron debate. To me, it's Messi and then everyone else. Now that said, that could change. Like the other thing that's so exciting about soccer / football right now is, other than Messi and obviously Ronaldo, Neymar, I guess, but the rest, so many of these stars from Mbappe to Holland, and they're like in their mid-20s. Then you got Yamal, who's 18. Like it's wild how the global superstars are so young and have so much, barring good health, they have so much run ahead of them. But Von Frutton, the reason I have not shipped on Man City is my I don't know what I should call Joe. Warp Joe's like my guide, my educator. He I basically like the background he gave me is that I simply can't root for Man City. Like Man City's like off the list. They don't have any real fans. Like I would just be like an American homer. So I'm hoping that Holland gets traded, unless anyone wants to persuade me otherwise and convince me that Man City's okay to get behind. But right now, Man City is scratched off my list. I'll just be rooting for Holland. And you say he's like Jeremiah Smith. To me, he's what I picture how LeBron would look on the pitch if LeBron had chose soccer and played soccer his whole life. Just you got some 6'6" like freak athlete who when he looks like LeBron driving the lane. Like just like you don't want to get in front of this guy. Just a massive human being, fun, and also I think what adds to it is Norway's fun. Like while I may not become a Man City fan, I'm definitely becoming a Norway fan. That those fans are doing it right and they're fun to watch. Even Holland said like he's not worried about France. Like they probably won't beat them. He's like France is probably gonna win the whole thing, which is kind of wild to say. But they're like my favorite. They're the team I'm pulling for in the world, other than the United States, that's not one of the elites. It's kind of an underdog, and it's not even bag bias because I don't have much. I didn't know who Holland was before the World Cup started, so I have some exposure in my the underdog best ball drafts that I did, but very little. And I am definitely a fan. I see Joey jumped up with a hand. Joey, before you go, I have to share. I did some pack rips yesterday. I went and grabbed. I went to Barnes and Noble and picked up some of those Pudgy cards. So I'll share the Pudgy cards real quick. And I say Pudgy, like I saw Sergito and I saw J-Bon talking about this. It's interesting that there's virtually no. Sorry, I scored away from the mic if you aren't watching the video. There's virtually very little, almost no Burb branding. You know, this is the box. This is the hanging pack, the hanging pack, I guess you would call it. And it just says Pudgy.
It's called a hanger box.
Hanging box.
Well, did you get the booster packs?
Well,
or did you get the box?
Well, it's
because I can't see on stream.
Well, with Vibes, it's just they don't have. I don't think they're selling boxes. It's just you get a pack, but the pack isn't like a hard packaging, and then inside it there's a pack that you rip. So it's like a
so it's probably the equivalent. It's probably what we call a booster pack.
Booster pack. So it's on a hanger and it's like cardboard, and on the front it just says Pudgy Penguins Vibes, and it's got the Pingu. And then in the bottom, it does say Burb on the bottom, and it's got an Orange Cap Games logo, but that's it. 12 additional cards plus promo. The back is pretty plain. I shared this with Sneaker Dad yesterday. I'm kind of surprised they didn't use something on the back. All it has is the barcode. But I do think this is clean. I do think it pops. I'm not trying to offend any Burb fans, but I think it's actually better that they went this route than tried to, like the renderings. Like if you go to Vibes TCG X account, it does show. It shows like it makes it look like the branding for this was going to be Pingu Burb, like or almost like Penguin versus Burb, or it showed both. And they I don't know if they pivoted or they had extra of these packs left. I have no idea, but there is very little.
But Cap, you wouldn't as a brand though. You wouldn't put like if you're like their branding is Vibes TCG, right? Which is the Pudgy stuff. From my understanding, the Burb stuff are like inserts.
I agree. So
you wouldn't.
I agree with you. I think it's cleaner. I think that was my response. Like, well, I think my guess is they just didn't want to confuse the retail consumer, someone who's actually playing the TCG. They didn't want to, because this is just the third set. They probably didn't want to confuse them. It's the same game. But I pulled up on the screen here is what this is just on their socials. This is on the Vibe socials. And it shows Burb and Pingu. And it's got Burbs featured on the front. And, the packs are like split. It's got both of them featured on the box. And they did not go to market with this, at least not at retail. These packs that are shown on the screen, the renderings, I don't believe they exist. So I agree with you. I think I'm guessing the logic as to why. And then the pack I also have here, the pack that's on inside of this, it basically looks the same. It's the same artwork. The only difference is on the back of it. It's just got more information, like what your odds are to hit, a rare, an uncommon, a foil, etc. But basically, no, other than the real tiny Burb, there's no mention of Moonbirds or the Burb at all on the packaging. And I don't know. Again, I agree with you, Joey. It probably makes sense from a collector standpoint. And we're going to see. I think I'm trading some DMs with Spencer. I think we're going to get him on the show here. Might join us for our interview series, our Builders Domain interview series that we're kicking off. I think he might be the inaugural guest on that, and I'll ask him the question like what led to that decision. But it's interesting. It probably means nothing, but I think it speaks to maybe a little bit of power of the Pingu brand. It's also, I saw someone mention, might have been Sergito, mentioned like seems like following the meetup in Miami and working together. And this is also, it's worth noting that Spencer, who's the CEO of Orange Cap Games, who is the behind Vibes, he owns Moonbirds. So it's not like they didn't like Moonbirds or they had some falling out or they didn't want to promote them. I wonder if maybe, because remember he did this, they had Vibe Set 1, which was just penguins, and then Vibe Set 2 was littles. I wonder if the language there to where, because yes, Spencer owns a bunch, his fund owns a bunch of Moonbirds, but this is, I mean, it's basically called Pudgy Penguins Vibes. I mentioned, like, I saw the kid and the dad said, I'm going to go home and research Pudgy Penguins Vibes. That's not me prompted. That wasn't solicited. He just said that. So it's like, I wonder if part of the deal was, hey, to license, if you're going to use Pudgy Penguins and you're going to use our brand, you're going to license our brand. Part of the deal is it's got to be the lead brand. It's got to be semi-exclusive. You can include whatever you want on the cards and different characters and stuff. But I'm guessing, wondering if part of the contract, part of the contractual agreement was that they had to feature on the packaging, just feature Pudgies and no other lead characters. That said, it still brings the question: then why would they have the rendering on their socials showing the joint artwork? Anyways, long story short, I did get to Barnes & Noble. I may try to make it back today because they were supposed to get some Pokemon packs delivered yesterday, and the quote unquote the truck broke down. Like, did it break down, or?
If you're trying to get Pokemon packs, you better be sitting outside an hour before they open.
So they said they do. Barnes & Noble posts it on their socials when they get it, and then they within minutes they sell out. So I asked, okay, well, what time does the truck should get here? Like what's before you post it? And she's like, if you get here about noon, if we get them, you should have a good shot. All that said,
well, make sure you let me know what they have, because I might send you a ton of money to buy all of it.
Well, they, like most of these places, they're limited at 2. They're just, even with Vibes, I can only buy 2 of those, but I sweet talked. I was like, so is this really limited at 2? And she's like, I can get you a couple more. And she gave me 4-pack. Don't tell anyone. I'm not trying to get the Barnes & Noble lady fired, but here was, I gotta show off this pool because I hope you don't mind me sharing. Our guy Zane, this was one of the first ones that he was, he helped with the art concepting on this set, and this is one, the Steamboat Pingu is one that he helped with the art concepting. And then the others these are the foil ones I got. I have no idea if these are any good, if they are worth anything. I really don't even know like what's the one mean, but I got the influencer burb, oops shit, just broke that one. The Great Chowdown, the little forgotten. I don't know why I have so much hard trouble reading these things. The font, Zane, you got to make the font like who the artist is. That's my feedback. Got to make that bigger because my eyes, it made me feel old for the first time. I couldn't. I had like squint to try to read these things. The Impressionist Pingu and the Burb Bay, which gave me like some squiggle vibes. And then Arctic Ring. I think I showed that one yesterday. And then last one is Burb, who's 100 feet tall. I thought that's hopefully that's an OP character. I have no idea what 6 vibe means. I have no idea what the 3 means, but I'm probably not gonna play the game, but I'm gonna learn more about it. I may get into some TCG, and I actually, I mean, I think I've shared this before. I did get sorry, you threw me for a loop there. I was like, what did I not say on Frontin? I did get I started collecting Magic the Gathering back in like 99. I have no of those cards. I have no idea what happened to them. Probably pulled a Black Lotus somewhere, and my mom threw it away. So I kept all my baseball cards, but got rid of all the stuff like the original Magic the Gathering before it became a big thing. I had a buddy who was into it, and we actually played the game way back in the day. But this is, I haven't played any TCGs for probably 30 years at this point. Soccer Sherpa is what we're going to call my friend Joe. Scotland fans greater than Norway fans. I don't know. They're you could convince me either way. And Thomas has some great pulls. Did you score a gold promo yet? So I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think there's a gold promo in. I think there's a gold promo in all the packs, at least one. So there's the uncommons. That's like the thing is like gray at the bottom. The little Burb character is gray. And then I think these are I think these are gold promos. Is that what you're referring to, Thomas? So I've got a Book of Wonders, a penguin who is what he eats. That's funny. Little who that might be that'd be a Web3 one. The Little Who Learns and Twist of What, and then Burb's Night Out. Those are my. Oh, and then Penguin Who Explores the Jungle. That's another favorite one because it features some monkeys. But yeah, those are, unless I'm mistaken, I think those are all gold ones. Now you say promo, unless you're saying unless you're talking about specifically about the promo cards. And in that case, they all look the same to me. Actually, I take that back. Some of them are, ooh, is this, so I've got six packs. 6 of them are, I don't know if you can tell in here, like these are, there's definitely foils. The one I got yesterday are all foils. They got a little, a little bit of reflection to them. And then the first 2 I got, it's the same card. Yeah, identical card, but yet not a foil. So I don't know. I'm keeping them in the.
Those just look like refractors.
So then 4 of all 4 I got yesterday were refractors in the promo cards, and then the other 2 were non-refractors. But it's just weird that I went, I guess the alpha there is go Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble is 100% refractors, and Target is 0% refractors. Yeah, so those are the ones, but one is gold. Okay, I got you. So the promo card, but have a gold thing at the bottom. Got it. I think I might rip until this is actually in my plans, Diablito. I think I might rip until I pull the rec card. I really like it. Mel, congrats. Her son won a hockey stick from his favorite pro player. We're getting it signed. That's pretty awesome. Very, very cool. We will talk about where Ape Fest is going to be, or at least where I believe it's going to be, unless we're getting surprised. Yeah, a lot to get into, but Joey, I got to share. Oh, Maria's birthday twin is Holland. Good guy to share a birthday with. GG's on that. Good day to be born. Your parents did good. Thomas says he wants the rec card as well. Yeah, I think it's a common card. I don't know if it's anything necessarily special, but I'm a rec fan, and I think the card looks pretty good. So I'll be ripping until I get one of those. I think I'll go back. We're doing a Doma on air today at 11, a little earlier than normal. And so after I pin that up top, if anyone wants to tune in, just go smash the notification on the Doma account. Also linked up top. We're live as always here on Coffee. We go live at 8 a.m. Eastern time every day. First hour of the day with a little bit of cold open. We'll talk a little bit of pack gripping, a little bit of World Cup action. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get into a daily market update today that doesn't look great at this moment. Maybe we'll get the Coffee with Captain Pump. But also pinned up top is the audio spaces, the X video spaces, the link to YouTube, as well as Abstract. And then we got a new reminder image up there. Go hit those reminders for the rest of the week. And Joey, while I was there, while I was at Barnes & Noble, because I'm now in just full-on pack grip degeneracy mode, it's funny because I'm talking my what I pull through with Claude, and it's like, listen, this is not plus EV. Like, have fun if you want to click. I'm like, I get it's not plus EV, but let me just have some fun. Stop bursting my bubble. I get it's not plus EV, but I bought a box of Panini Prism, the FIFA Panini Prism, and I still had some of the Bowman baseball cards. In the Bowman set, or the Bowman box, I pulled 2 Connor Griffins. I pulled a.
Are they his first Bowmans or?
Yeah, so I pulled a Roman Anthony. That's a Sterling, Bowman Sterling. I pulled, this is just a base card, but I'm a big fan of Miz. I think he's going to win the Cy Young. I pulled a Mizrachi rookie. I pulled the Connor Griffins are, so there's one that's like it's either a refractor or a foil. I don't know what you call it, but I pulled the Connor Griffin with the special banner. And then I pulled just the other, another Connor Griffin, but yeah, it's not his first, unfortunately. Same thing with a Roki Sasaki. I think that's a good one. And then the other one, I haven't really heard of this player, but I pulled 2 of the Ayavi Arquette, shortstop for the Marlins. I wasn't familiar, but I guess first round draft pick, and pulled a couple of his first, and then a Jock rookie card. So I think I did, again, nothing like crazy value, but the one card that's also not crazy value might have paid for my box, but one I'm just excited because as I become a new fan of Barca, the first card I pulled, the first pack I ripped in that the FIFA Panini Prism was a Lamine Yamal. It's fractal. It's not numbered. It's not it's nothing, nothing like special, but was excited to pull it. And it's probably like $25, $30 card maybe today. And if he ends up having the career I think he might, then maybe it comes worth a few $100 someday. But was excited to pull that one just for for the vibes. But yeah, that's my update on my pack repping journey so far. We might go back for more today after Doma on air and see if we can run even better. But Joey, what brought you up this morning? GM.
Well, now that we've changed topics so many times, I have so many things to say. So I'll try to be concise. So first off, as a international soccer fan, my favorite team is Napoli. It's where my family's from, in Naples.
Okay.
So in Italy, Naples, and I watch a lot of oh my God, my brain just shut off. The Italian Serie A. I know it's not as globally recognized as La Liga and the English Premier League and Bundesliga, but I really enjoy Italian soccer. So I watch a lot of Serie A. But nobody really ever talks about it because a lot of the bigger Italian players will leave, but some of them do stay, and it gets pretty exciting. And I'm kind of sad. Obviously, Italy's not in the World Cup this year, and it's funny because they didn't qualify for the World Cup, but like 2 years ago, I think they won the other tournament without qualifying for the World Cup, which is what's funny. Anyways, so then you're talking about like Messi and everybody else. I don't get the like to me, it's Messi and Ronaldo are just like 1A and 1B. They're both, goal scorers, but they're both very different types of goal scorers. Like they don't play the same game. They both have incredible records and accolades and championships. And I understand Cristiano's never won the World Cup and Messi finally did. But like soccer is not by far probably the least individual sport of team sports. Like you can't just take, like in basketball, it's a team sport, but you can just take over the game, right? Like, so you could put up 50, 60, 70 points, right? Like you can just take over the game. In football, I would argue you can take over the game as well. As the quarterback or a running back, like you can take over the game and will your team to win with an incredible performance. But to me, soccer is one of those sports where Cristiano Ronaldo has been one of the best players in the world for 20 years. But if he doesn't have the talent around him, he's not going to win. So the knock has been like, oh well, he's never won the World Cup, right?
But part of it, again, this is my recent impression. Part of it seems like his team does not like him, maybe hates him in some degree. And whereas I feel like Messi's teammates would jump in front of a train for him. Like it's just they do feel like, I agree, very different players, and the team, it is a team sport. It does matter. I feel like Messi is beloved by his teammates, and I don't get that same vibe, pun intended, from Ronaldo. Joe, what say you? Is my read there right? Is Messi beloved by his teammates and Ronaldo not so much? GM.
I mean, I only came up because what the fuck was I just listening to? Okay. Sorry. First of all, Serie A is basically where all the coaches come from. Secondly, Serie A was the biggest league in the 80s and the 90s. Okay? All of this shit's about TV contracts. Serie A doesn't have the TV contract. Okay? They also have shit stadiums because they're all owned by the cities because they were all built for Italia 90.
Why was it so big in the 80s, 90s? Just because the media and stuff?
Because that's where all the best players were. That's where all the money was. That's where all the Gomera and the Mafia were flooding money into the game. That's how they brought Maradona over to Joey's world-class favorite team, which is Napoli. Which, I mean, with Joey knowing the history of Napoli, I'm sure he can chant the song that gets chanted at them when they're playing Juventus. Which is a classic song about how they all should have been killed when Vesuvius exploded. This is what people don't understand about this game is like, this isn't, I listened to yesterday's show and I almost put my head through a wall. First of all, there's no college system for soccer, quote unquote soccer. It's football. Okay. It's a fucking sport where you kick the ball. Only one person's allowed to touch the ball. Nobody else is allowed to touch the ball. If anybody else touches the ball, it's a big fucking problem. Okay. So it's football. Secondly, there is no college system. If you're in the college system at your uni over there, then you're not going to make it. Okay. These kids get plucked when they're 4 years old. They're going to, the teams will host these little events, on weekends when it's not game time, and they'll go around, and it's not, the coaches, right? It's, some of the academy coaches, but they'll host these little bitty events, and parents will bring their 4-year-olds and their 3-year-olds to show off their talent. And the teams start to pay attention to kids when they're 4 years old because they need to sign them to contracts when they're 6 years old.
It's crazy.
So they can join the academy when they're 7 years old. And then every 2 years, these kids are cut. So you go 7 to 9, and you're going to be judged against your other fellow 7 and 9-year-olds.
Sheesh.
And if you're better, you stay. And if you're not, you go. Okay? So 7 to 9, then you go 10 to 11. And at every tier, it's not like there's under 21s. There's under 9s. There's under 11s. There's under 15s. And if you're good, you move up your age group. So you can be 9 years old playing with 11-year-olds. Now, they try not to do that because there's a big physical difference between 9 and 11-year-olds. Okay? But there's no going backwards, right? 13-year-olds don't get to play with the 11-year-olds because the 13-year-old sucks. The 13-year-old goes home. The 13-year-old goes and finds another tiny club, fucking Red and Dag or Dulwich Hamlet. And that's where their career is going to go. Okay? And you are constantly competing with your peers. And it's cut. And then when you start to approach your 15th birthday, that's when there's decisions that get made because now you're becoming a commodity and the club is trying to figure out how to sell to you the next 2 years of your career because that's when they have to start paying you, but they can't pay you a lot. And especially in England, there's rules. They can't pay you a lot. So you're going to make like $300 a week or something. So the clubs have to be clever in how they can compensate the kids. So you have some clubs that are very cheap and stupid, and Spurs, and they will have a part-time coach at this one elite private school in London, and that coach is there to help their kids there. That's all they'll offer. Okay. Then you have clever clubs like Arsenal, my club, and we have 2 full-time coaches at that school, but we also have a deal with the school. So we pay for our scholarship kids to go to that school. That's like one of the most elite private schools in England. And so the kid signs the contract. He can't get paid what he's worth, but he can go to this because you have to finish school. That's the other thing that I was hearing yesterday. You have to finish school. You're not allowed to not finish school. You got to finish school. You got to take your GSEs, right? So Max Dowman is 15 years old. He's going to school Monday through Friday. He has to not just go to school. He has to excel at school. It's part of the deal. If he doesn't excel at school, he don't get to play. Okay? So he has to excel at school. And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, he's traveling with Arsenal to Inter Milan, which is in what league again? Serie A. He's traveling to play, in Lisbon or Benfica. Okay, he's traveling around, and then he's going on the pitch. And as a 15-year-old, he's scoring in the Champions League game. And then on Monday, he has to, or actually the next day, because it's Champions League, so it's middle of the week. He has to go back to school. Plane coming back, he has to go back to school. Okay, so this is how it works. These kids, and these kids are so far ahead of our kids. Okay, because they're not just learning football. They're not just getting their education. They have to learn foreign languages because there's a really good chance that this 17-year-old kid is going to get lent out to Belgium to go develop or to Netherlands or to France. Okay, we sent Ethan Waneri this year to go play at Marseille. Okay, so he's got to go learn French, right? He's got an Italian coach. Most of his teammates are French. Most of these kids speak 2, 3, 4 languages by the time they're 20 years old. Our coach speaks 7 languages. Okay, so like this is just what nobody gets is that there's an academy system. So like you take Lamal, right? Yermin Lamal he has been at Barcelona since he was 7 years old. He got discovered by Barcelona when he was 4 years old. His brother is there. Okay. He's got a 43 million euro contract. Okay. He's got a $1 billion release clause. He ain't going nowhere. Okay. That means that if you want to talk to him, you would have to go and put $1 billion into the La Liga account for Barcelona. And then you would have to convince him to come to you. Now, if you don't, you get the money back. But if you go and you tap him up behind and you try to get him to come and switch over, which first of all, nobody's going to pay an extra $1 million. I mean, he's incredible, but like, let's be real here. That's going to wreck most people's PCRs and their SCRs. And that's the other thing is this is all capitalism. The teams, there is no fixed revenue. You see in US sports, right? If you own the Nuggets, if you own the Lakers, you're guaranteed to make 51, 52% of the money, according to the CBA. Your NFL teams are going to guarantee profit. There is zero guaranteed profit in these clubs. You make your revenue, you spend your money, you buy players, you don't trade. Okay? So go ahead, ask me whatever you want.
Well, back to someone asked, it was Von Protness earlier about why I wasn't becoming a Man City fan yet. What is? Do you want to better? I tried to do my best, but I know I failed.
He's just harassing you because he knows why.
So he's just it's just a troll. He knows why Man City is
trolling you. Okay, you first of all, you can't become a Man City fan. Man City don't have actual fans. Okay, this is a project that was purchased by the country, okay, of the UAE as a sports washing project. Okay, they pumped billions of dollars in there, but because they're the light blue side of the red town, which is Manchester, they didn't have a natural large base to drive revenue into. Now, remember, you can spend what you make. So they had to invent ways to make revenue. Well, that's kind of easy when you're the kingdom. So you own the airline and you own, the internet company and you own this. What they did was they just created these inflated sponsorship deals. So all of a sudden they have world record sponsorship deals. They have deals that are bigger than Real Madrid's and bigger than Manchester United's and bigger than Arsenal's and Liverpool's. Okay. And it's like, everybody's like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Why would Airline A pay them $60 million a year to be on their kit? They have no fans, right? Like, why would you do that if you were a business? Oh, because, Airline A is owned by the same fucking family that owns the team. But you can't justify that. So none of this actually comes to light without the Panama Papers. The Panama Papers, Panama banks get hacked, or I think it's actually a law firm that was dealing with Panama banks. And then this Portuguese guy, this hacker, Rui Pinto, hacks the hack and he finds all this information and he is like trying to release it to the media who won't print it. So he just dumps it. He just dumps it in Der Spiegel, runs with it. And all of a sudden it becomes to light that there is like 100 shell companies that Man City have, and they're funneling all this money around. It also does the same thing to Chelsea. Chelsea got did for, I forget what their last, I think it was 70 or something charges of cheating, which takes up one of their Champions Leagues, 3 of their leagues. And they were funneling money through a bunch of shell companies from the Cycles to the Caymans so that they could illegally pay agents to bring their players to their team because they were another team that was bought. They were the first kind of petrol team. They were bought by Roman Abramovich when he had basically left Russia with a bunch of their money, and he was using it as a money laundering scheme. And they went a bunch of stuff. They went from not being great to being superb.
This makes like
And
SEC
now
football
all
in the
that's coming
90s.
to light. So that's why you can't be a Man City fan.
This makes SEC football in the 90s and early 2000s seem tame. With
I mean, you have two kingdoms that own, no, three, because so you have Qatar that owns PSG. You have Saudis who own Newcastle. Saudis also kind of own Chelsea now because the Saudis are the biggest funders of Blue Lake or of Clear Lake, which Clear Lake is the parent company for Blueco, and Blueco owns Chelsea because Chelsea had to get sold when the U.S. sanctioned the Russians. See, so when we talk and I give you a lesson on politics and global finance, this is why. This is not the NBA, right? There's no NBA owner who's ever had their team taken away from them because they were money laundering Putin's money. Like I know we've lost a couple of teams, right? The league for a while owned the Hornets. It's the last time I ever watched the NBA because they did the whole Paul Gasol, Chris Paul trade, and that's when
they took the Clippers away from that. They took the Clippers. The Clippers, didn't they take the Clippers away from?
So they didn't take the Clippers away.
Like a force.
What they did was with Donald Sterling. That's his name, right? Sterling.
Yep.
What they did with him was they basically said, "You're not going to get to own this anymore. We're going to basically hold your league money." Because what Sterling was doing for decades was he was running the Clippers at basically the floor of the salary cap, because the Lakers, and it wasn't just the Lakers, the Knicks were doing, like, the teams that were trying to compete, you know how you have a soft cap. So the teams that were trying to compete were basically spending above cap. Well, under that CBA, if you spend above cap, then you kick like 1.25 to 1.5 back to the league. And then the teams that are below cap get to divide that money up. So basically, while the Lakers are, doing their three-peat, and while they're, going again for another, 2, they're paying the Clippers to suck. And Sterling was basically pocketing $20 million a year from better teams. And what the league said was, you're a racist. Now we have the tape. So you need to sell this team.
I would say he also had, it was like, the racist comments, and he had some other stuff that like the league just is not.
There was a whole bunch of stuff, but the problem
wasn't there something with like one of the, like his assistant or
he was rude to Elgin Baylor. There was the models. There was the, he was Epstein before there was an Epstein, but not with the young people. There was just, he was a slumlord in LA who bought the team a long time ago at a really cheap price, moved it from San Diego to LA, ran it in the terrible LA Memorial Coliseum. Meanwhile, the Lakers are winning everything from the 80s and competing. And it's like, dude, you're destroying this product. I mean, you guys remember, like, the Clippers every year would get the first, second pick, and like they would get Benoit Benjamin.
Michael
Olowokandi. Exactly. Michael Olowokandi. And so you have like this team that's ruining the product. And they've been for a long time trying to get him to sell it. And like, let's be honest here. Him selling that team was like the best thing ever, because not for the, like, I don't really give a shit about the Clippers. They suck.
We also can blame the Clippers for how awful of a product we have to watch when the Thunder play. Like, it's the Thunder are like, the Clippers probably deserve more credit for the Thunder's roster than the Thunder deserves. Like the Clippers.
See, I can't tell you what's happening in the NBA, because when I say I haven't watched it, I legitimately have not watched it since they nixed the Gasol Chris Paul trade. That was when I was like, if you have the overhandedness to do this, even though on paper it's legal, because owners complain, because I thought it was a terrible trade. As a Laker fan, I didn't want Chris Paul, but the Lakers had the right to do it, and the league nixed it. Now, I literally have not watched the game since then. So, but soccer, football is better than all the other sports. There's more to it. Once you start to understand sort of the patterns of play, style, each league has its own style to it. You start to see this global map differently. And there is every billionaire, every hedge fund, and many countries and oligarchs own teams in one of these leagues. And I like it because there's a punishment system. And I've been watching Arsenal since 1988. So
Relegation is I completely think we need relegation.
you can't do
they have in-
relegation, but you can't do so the reason that relegation works over there and doesn't work over here, and I agree with you. So I'm not giving you shit. I think it would be hilarious if I don't know what was this generation's Detroit Lions. But the Lions used to suck. So if whatever the Detroit Lions of the NFL are
Cleveland
today,
Browns.
okay,
Cleveland Browns.
yeah, well, yeah, the Browns shouldn't be an NFL team anyway. But if they went down,
Sorry, Steve. If you're listening, sorry.
no, Steve knows that team's trash. But if Steve went down, and you'd end up with like 3 SEC teams. But like, it's because even though I don't watch American football anymore, I still, But like, if you think, okay, first of all, what you have to understand, and you guys were trying to understand it yesterday, is that why are the fans different, or why are the supporters different? Well, first of all, in America, these are franchises. Okay, so name a team that hasn't moved. Okay, name a team that hasn't moved, right? The Yankees, the Cubs. Okay, even the Dodgers moved, right? I mean, the Dodgers went from one coast to the other coast. Now, I don't think the Dodgers will ever change locations again. They have one of the best pieces of property in Los Angeles. But even the Dodgers have moved. The Lakers have moved, right? The Clippers have been from Buffalo to San Diego. I think at some point they were in the middle to fucking LA, and now they're in Inglewood. Okay, you can't move over there. Okay, there's 92 teams in the professional English pyramid. Those teams change every year because of relegation. There's 736 teams that qualify as professional teams for the FA Cup. That means that below that 92, there's another 640 teams who are trying to get up the pyramid. Okay. Now, you're not going to go from 11th tier Saturday in the park to Premier League, generally speaking, but it's happened. Okay. Not now with the money, but you can get to League, 2. Okay. So like first of all, you can't relegate a team in America because they're cartels. The NFL is a cartel. The NBA is a cartel. They choose who owns the team. They have contracts with the players. They have a union that they negotiate with. They have TV deals. It just can't happen. That's not the case over there. Over there, all these teams, all your sponsors, all your players know that we can go down, and they have kickers in their contracts. You lose half your money if you get relegated the next season. If you're in the Premier League, your minimum check for your share of the TV deal, so if you finish 20th, you're making 115 million pounds. Okay. If you're finishing first in the championship, I mean, you're going up to the Premier League, but okay, if you're finishing second in the playoff in the championship, your budget is $17 million the next year because you're still in the championship. There's levels. Okay. You can't do that. There's just no way in American sports. You would have to turn all those players into free agents, because you are not going to get an American athlete on a union-based CBA to take half their money because they had a bad season and they tanked. Just doesn't work.
It could work in college. I feel like it could work with.
You're kicking the kids down to Division II? Is that what you're saying?
No, I meant like right now, like in college football, right? There's like 130 college, Division I college football programs, and realistically, there's only like 8 that ever have a chance at a national championship. So when we used to talk, like back when we were talking about college football playoffs, I was like, why not just create one league of the top 32 teams? Mm-hmm. Those teams get to compete for said championship. The teams that finish in the bottom move down. The teams that finish in the top below move up. So
okay,
not Division 1A, division, not like those Division 2 teams. Those teams will never make it.
I understand, right? but why would the SEC give up their TV contract?
Well, no, they wouldn't. But I'm saying for quality of product.
No, I understand, but it doesn't matter about quality of product. It's a TV contract. It's money, right? So like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, Juventus. The Serie A clubs need it because they don't have the worst TV contract of the big 5 leagues. That's France, who doesn't even have a national TV contract right now. But Serie A has the second worst contract, and Bundesliga is hardly watched really because it's a one-team league.
Aren't they on ESPN at least? Bundesliga?
They're on ESPN, so is Serie A, but like it's also timing of games. Like, so there's a lot of things with timing. There's a lot of things with names. There's reasons why certain leagues go bigger than other leagues, and that gets into a whole bunch of other shit that we don't want to get into. But like, if you have a TV contract, okay, you're not going to give that TV contract up. And so the Premier League have the biggest TV contracts in football. La Liga has a nice TV contract, but it trails. So what La Liga does is they don't do what the Premier League does. The Premier League treats it kind of like the NFL, where everybody gets the same slice of money, right? In the Premier League, that's the case. And then...
Ooh, I lost Joe. Joey, can you hear Joe? Did I lose everyone?
No, I lost him too.
Well, he dropped down a listener. We'll come back. I will say this: I did get breaking news. I got some alpha from Jeremy from VeeFriends. Why we just a quick interjection while we see if Joe.
I bought a bunch of VeeFriend boxes the other day.
Where'd you get them?
I was lucky enough to snag them Walmart.com before they came out. I bought 8 blasters that I'm not going to open because I think there's a chance that they don't overprint this and they could go up.
So I should have brought another one. Maybe I just bought one. I saw Jeremy post this. They're online right now at Target. They're available. So if anyone's looking for any VeeFriends cards,
which ones? Blasters, megas,
mega box.
Hangers?
The mega boxes are available on Target for $59.99. It's like $64 after shipping. So I just bought one live bot here on the show. I should get it.
The alpha with Target is get a Target credit card, because usually with your Target credit card you get a discount and you earn like cash back. So if you're ever gonna buy stuff like that, so all the guys I know that scalp, quote unquote, they use their Target credit card because of the discounts and cashbacks and whatever.
Makes sense. So those are available now. If anyone's looking for the VeeFriends, the mega boxes are, for the time being, I don't know how long they're going to last, but they are available now, and you should get it by July 3rd.
I see.
We'll probably do a pack rip here live. I should get 2 so I can leave one sealed.
But I like ripping boxes. I pulled a Wemby rookie out of a Topps Chrome the other day. I bought myself 3 blaster boxes and got a Chrome Wemby that I'm going to send to PSA and hope I get a 10 out of.
We're going to go right back to Joe. Joe got back up on stage here. Before I do though, Joey, I have to correct you that Steve, you were talking about, the college football and teams moving and like worst to first type scenario. And Steve from the top rope, Steve in the chat says Indiana literally just proved that wrong this past year. And then Von Front did not disappoint with a Fernando Mendoza gift. So you love to see it. Joe, welcome back. Sorry we lost you there.
No, you're good. Okay, so football and basketball programs at most of these top 10 schools pays for all the other athlete programs. If you do a super league of college teams, you're basically defunding all those other universities because they're not going to have the TV contracts because they're not in the same tier as these other teams. So for you may enjoy the product, but now what you're locking in is that these 10, 15 schools are always going to be the school.
Well, and not only that, with college sports in the US, it's not only what you just described, I agree, but in most of these cases, the college football program, it funds all the majority of the other athletics.
Everything.
Yeah. So it's not just like, those B tier, C tier, D tier.
Gymnastics doesn't make any money.
Exactly. Yeah. Without
gymnastics, and the problem is that NIL isn't perfect. It's going to keep getting tweaked. And so if you make adjustments today to fix what's wrong with NIL, then you're basically having to go back and fix it again when you fix NIL.
Yep.
But and that's what the football leagues tried to do, because if you're in Spain and you're Barcelona or Real Madrid, you get way more TV money than Osasuna because they don't do an equality-based TV deal because they want to keep Barcelona and Real Madrid from trying to break away and form their own super league with Bayern Munich and Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan. And they tried this during COVID, and the fans literally took to the stadiums, broke in and protested because they were like, you're not ruining football for TV. So there's all these balances, but I mean, if you guys can make it past the World Cup and find a team that you like, do that.
I'm getting a hard time.
Pick your fan experience.
Well,
that's what I would say.
Steve and I think Von Front both are giving me a hard time because I am not, because I want to pull for, you said Barcelona. Barca's on my short list of teams I want to pull for because I want to follow Yamel's career, and I think it'd be fun to root for him for the next decade there. They're giving me a hard time because it's not Premier League. So am I crazy to think I want to find a Premier League team and a La Liga team?
No, I think, okay. I only believe that you can support one team. Okay. I don't believe you can have a team in every league. Okay. But I've been supporting the same team for like 30 something years. So I have a different experience than other people. Okay. You're going to play in tournaments against Premier League teams. You're going to play in the Champions League. So you can't have a team here and a team there because very few people pick below tier teams when they're picking at your age and overseas, right? So and that's because you're a grown up. So you're very unlikely going to pick Leeds. Leeds is a historic club, but like they're not going to win the Premier League. So, and then picking on players. Players are difficult because they're literally assets. But like you and I talked about, he's not going anywhere. You know, he's going to be there for 8 to 10 years because he's the focal of the project. He's getting paid plenty of money. And Barcelona is the third biggest brand in world football. So, plus, if you have to go on vacation somewhere to watch your team play, you're not going to get a better location in Barcelona and going to the Camp Nou. But you are going to have to learn Spanish. And you got to remember that Barcelona doesn't speak Spanish either. They speak Catalonian.
Well,
so it's a whole nother language.
You might have thought I was joking. I think I actually am going to start watching the World Cup on Telemundo.
No. I think it's great. It's first of all, they don't go to commercials on the hydration.
And it's electric. Far better commentators, announcers. And
yeah. The commentators are better. You can start to pick up your Spanish. You can start to hone your words. You need to strain your ear. You're down there in fucking Florida anyways. You might as well learn it.
My daughter's going to FAU where there's almost more, it's like the demographics, like 40% white Caucasian, then like 36% Hispanic. It's and with your friends, the pipeline because of Brexit, a pipeline from South American players to professional sports now runs directly through Spain. It's always leaned towards Spain. There's language, similarities, but because Brexit doesn't allow those kids now to come anywhere into England, they go to La Liga. So you have a huge pipeline of Colombian and Venezuelan and Ecuadorian talent. So then you have an Argentinian and Brazilian. So you have a pipeline of, talent with the ladies that are also the talent. I will say this on the show because I shared it in the war room, and in case she happens to listen in later, I'm just going to brag on my girlfriend. I'm legitimately impressed. Like I knew Latinas love their football, love their soccer. I just always assumed it's like, oh yeah, they root for their home team. They go to the World Cup and they rock a jersey or they dress up and they have fun with it, and they just root for the home team. She has I'm blown away. Her knowledge of the sport, her knowledge of these players, like she has far more player knowledge than I do at this point. And
because you watch them compete in CONMEBOL, because South America is like the best national tournament, right? Because like each region has a federation, right? We're CONCACAF, which is such a stupid name. You have UEFA, which is the biggest one, the European one. You have CAF, which is Africa. Each one of these, you have AFC, which is the Oceanics. Each one of these compete to send who's going to go to the World Cup. They also have their local, competitions. And South America is the best one. They have They have Brazil, they have Argentina, naturally hate each other. Uruguay, okay, which is kind of like the middle bastard in between all of them. Their players play like bastards, okay? Just go like look at the history of Luis Suarez, right? But they're all fucking incredible. Like you have Paraguay, Uruguay, so you got the Guays. Then you have, you know, the northern ones, the Brazil or Colombia, Venezuela. Then you have Ecuador, right? Like we just keep signing Ecuadorian players right now. They're all fucking amazing. And then Chile cycles in and out. I mean, they had one of the great attackers on the left side, you know, with Alexis Sanchez. They have so much talent down there. So
tough
you're
draw for
gonna
Venezuela to be in South America to come out of the World Cup. And
yeah. But is there any questions? I'm gonna go back and work.
I think you answered most today. I'm sure we'll have more as I continue my football journey. But appreciate everyone in the chat for offering to assist here. I did pin up top the Telemundo call yesterday of Messi's goal, the second goal. If you missed that, that's worth a watch later. And yeah, thanks for joining us, Joe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye.
Couple other highlights here before we. Look at this. I told you I was going to do the football and football show. I didn't realize it was going to be the first hour of Coffee with Captain, but here we are. The football and football show is already happening. You just didn't realize it yet, and it's heavily skewed towards the round ball football thus far. We'll see how it continues post World Cup. But Joe mentioned leads in passing. If anyone wants to catch a game with me, I haven't bought tickets yet. But I happened to see yesterday that Leeds and Wrexham are playing a friendly July 25th at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And I need to check what day of the week that is because it's a Saturday. Okay, so have
you watched the Wrexham show yet, Kel?
I've not watched. I'm familiar with the story. I've not watched the show or the documentary, but I very well that Sunday following that game is my birthday, so that might be my birthday treat to myself. I might buy some Leeds Wrexham tickets for that Saturday. If anyone's in Tampa area or planning on being in the area that last weekend in July, there is a Wrexham Leeds game at and it is a friendly. Obviously, I think Joe said yesterday it'll be Leeds' first friendly where Wrexham will have 2 or 3 under their belt, and but I think that season kicks off like August 8th or 10th. It's like early to mid August. So we will go Wrexham. We got some Wrexham fans in the chat. So yeah, if anyone wants to make a trip, I've got a couch you can crash on afterwards. Dort, I don't know if you saw, but there is those V Friends on Target. The mega boxes are available on Target right now. I'm not sure they last. Hans, appreciate the big, speaking of vibes, appreciate the big Pingu tip over there. And Teacher Katie landed the pack that I couldn't think of the name of. A hanger pack is what this is referred to as in the world of collectibles. Thank you for that. She also pinned up top, or she shared, and then I pinned up top what those promo packs look like, or the promo cards. There's 4 of them. We got a picture from Dillo shared. Someone had collected all 4, and then Teacher Katie shared the specifics from the Pingu account. And so it looks like I've got, and I can't tell, like the gold obviously stands out. That's clear. I don't know the other 3. So I've got 2 of them because ones they're non-foil or refractor, digital diagonal foil. I don't know the difference between the diagonal foil and the cracked ice foil. I'll have to look at mine closer. Maybe I do have both. I just haven't realized it yet, but I do not have a gold one. So there is a gold. It says look for these in Target. Maybe that's just because this came out before they went live in Barnes & Noble, but I got the 4 foils. I went 4 for 4 at Barnes & Noble yesterday. So very well. Yeah.
Sometimes they put specific cards at specific locations.
Yeah.
So like sometimes there's Target exclusives. There's it depends on their contract. Like with a lot of the sports, there's they have Target exclusive boxes, and you can only get a specific parallel or refractor from the Target box. I don't imagine Vibes did that, unless maybe they did. That'd be pretty cool, but
English
sometimes
English NFT figured it out. I've been saving this all from the daily market update. I was trying to see if I could punt as long as I could. By the way, Sergito says Joe dropping truce left and right. Joe, if you're still out there, it's same. The War Room also a fan of Joe's soccer rants. one team for life. Sergio, who's your team? Who are you? I'm guessing Premier League team, or do you go elsewhere for your non World Cup team? Who's your go-to team? Mo says Spanish and Arabic soccer announcers are way more exhilarating. Yeah, I pinned up the Telemundo call of the Messi goal, the second goal. It is electric. And but yeah, English NFT. He figured it out. I've just been attempting to dance around the market update today because doesn't look or feel great. I'm not even going to play in a market update. I'm just going to flash the screen so you can all see it, so I can check the box, and then we're going to move back. We're going to move on. But Bitcoin down 4.5%, ETH down 6%, and it doesn't get much better. You got to go. Canton's up 0.21%. That's the big winner on the day because it is not red. Actually, DEXE, DEXE up 29%, probably a scam pump. Like nothing's up 29% today unless it's being manufactured. Everything is, and I guess serious question, Algorand's up. What led to today's sell-off? Like, I know market's not great. It's been kind of choppy. We got macro stuff. It's not, I know there's not a lot to get excited about. And I don't think it was, I know at the title Token Unlock Tuesday, I'll hit on that because unfortunately, not only is the market bad, for some of our tokens, it's getting even worse today with a lot of tokens unlocking. There's in total, this is a real number. In total, the market absorbs 735 million of unlocks between now and the end of the month. So nearly $1 billion of unlocks. Humanity, once again, we talked about that last week or last time about, I talked about shorting that and then it got hacked or there was some exploit right before I got the short open. So I missed out on that one. Sahara AI, I still am, long, but my confidence is wavering in Mega ETH. Their monthly unlock, 250 million tokens unlocked today. It's about 13.5 million USD worth, and that represents about 33% of the release supply. So pretty meaningful overhang there. Not great, and sell pressure is not a good time for sell pressure to be ticking up when.
When does it unlock today, Cap? Did they announce the time?
Let me see if I can find. So in the next 7 days,
does that include like unlocks for Fluffles, or is that like
it's everything?
Or is this like a separate unlock for like other investors or?
Good.
What is this?
Good question. I think it's just the regular monthly unlock. All the investors are locked up for 12 months, so just the regular monthly unlock. But it seems like a larger amount. So good question. I don't know. For some reason, this token unlocks doesn't even show. It shows Mega ETH there as number 2. They're only showing 107. The other data I had said 385 between now and month end. But yeah, this is it just says mainnet campaign, 250 million tokens, 13.5 million. Humanity's 32 million. Sahara is 11 million. XPL Plasma is 7.69 million, 3.5%. But the Mega ETH at 22% doesn't feel great. Anime just had an unlock, like literally hit seconds ago. Meteora unlocked today. These although are smaller numbers, like Anime was just 400,000, Meteora 800,000. The big ones, Newton is 7.5 million, Sosos 3.87 million. But yeah, not. It is what it is. This stuff's programmed in advance, so nothing you can do about it. But not great. Also, if you're keeping track at home, Mayhem with the update. I know everyone is feverishly tracking Elon Musk's net worth. He's no longer a trillionaire. It's sad to know. I think he'll recover, but yeah, no longer a trillionaire. He is SpaceX down to 150. So I don't know. I'm not victory lapping here. I was right and wrong. While I expected it to pump at IPO day, I didn't expect it to pump quite as hard as it did. I did expect it to pull back. I expected it to pull back a little later. I thought it'd be closer to the August unlock dates where there's a massive unlocks over like a 10-day stretch in August. It didn't wait for the unlock. It pulled back pretty quickly. So yeah, SpaceX at 150. Elon no longer a trillionaire. Studio says Pumas in Mexico. Interesting. Okay, that's a new one for me. Another fan of Joe's rants. English says just 4-year cycle stuff. Sell in May and go away. Yeah, man. I guess it's right. Once again, feels not great, but man, it's never different this time. Yeah, it's. Lawyer says, I feel like people just gave up on crypto in general. Also, maybe people already bracing for September, historically red in the fresh rooms from last October. English agrees. Sideline money waiting for Q3, Q4, checked out for the summer. Yeah, it's certainly feeling more and more like that. And I guess the question is, I'm not going to name names. There was also another, well, not a token unlock or TGE, but there was I saw at least one company was they were going to kick off a campaign today to just drive awareness around their token, and said, nah, we're rescheduling due to market conditions. So it is starting to finally sound like bottom. Like all this stuff, it's sounding like bottomish, but I just my question would be, what's the catalyst? Like what turns things around? What gets people excited? Because yeah, SpaceX IPO happened. We likely still have Anthropic coming. We likely still have OpenAI coming, and IPOs, that is. And I just don't know. I mean, we could cross our fingers and hope that all those SpaceX employees that get their tokens unlocked in August, they decide to come buy our crypto bags. Feels like a reach. We do have, I guess, news headlines today that I will hit on a Beyond Token Unlock Tuesday. Another headline is the Clarity Act is apparently something's happening this week, so they say, but I feel like I've been saying this for months. And then Trump did drop a Q-Day quantum orders. Trump signed 2 executive orders yesterday on quantum computing. The first, ushering in the next frontier of quantum innovation, targets a scientifically relevant quantum computer at a national lab by 2028. The second mandates a federal migration to post-quantum cryptography with deadlines of December 31st, 2030 for key establishments and 2031 for digital signatures. Why is it meaningful for crypto? Because a powerful enough quantum machine could eventually threaten the cryptographic securing wallets. Coinbase Quantum Advisory Board estimates about 7 million Bitcoins sit in vulnerable addresses. Think old pay to pub key and reused addresses. So again, it's hard to get, you're talking like catalysts and stuff, like you're talking like 2030 and beyond. Is that like, it may satisfy some of the concerns of the quantum computing threat, but I don't see it as like a short-term catalyst. I don't think it's, let me go buy this dip. And yeah, I just doesn't I'm reaching for catalysts. You English Tea and Lawyer who said it may just be they had it right with sell in May and go away. Come check back in October. That might have been the play. Also, liquidations. Good point, Getty. SpaceX didn't just IPO; it IPO'd with leverage. You get leverage at several different from several different spots. 2x, maybe more. So SpaceX crashing the markets when bulls getting liquidated. Yeah, that probably could be playing a part. I mean, probably leverage flush out across the board. I haven't seen, usually when crypto's down this much, you see the 200 billion liquidated in crypto. Actually, yeah, I got it. 580 million were liquidated, long positions liquidated in the last 24 hours. As I mentioned, Bitcoin down a few percent, ETH down harder, 5.5%, Solana down 6.5%. Printing what traders call a triple bottom. The same old leverage longs getting torched. Steady spot Bitcoin ETF outflows, removing a layer of consistent buying, while leverage unwinding, and Asian tech AI chip sell-off also bleeding into risk assets. So you have an AI chip and Asian tech sell-off combined with the SpaceX dump, and then obviously the geopolitical headlines, whatever's going on with U.S. Iran, it's not helping. But I don't know. Fear and greed's at 19. I know we're supposed to sell rips and buy dips, but man, it just doesn't. 3 trillion wiped out in 24 hours. So it's not just Bitcoin. It's not just SpaceX. Gold down 2.24%, silver down 4.78%, Korean stock exchange down 10.68%, Japan stock exchange down 4.5%, Hang Seng, I don't even know where that's at. I can't figure the flag. I don't know what that flag is, but they are down 3%. Then U.S. futures down 1%. Man, just well, I said Algorand pumping randomly. Maybe it's not random. Just got a bit of news here. Co-producer Mayhem shared this. I'll share on the screen for those of you not watching the video stream here. This is I'm quoting Algorand developers. The quantum transition won't happen overnight. That's why Algorand started preparing in 2022 and is now sharing its post-quantum cryptography roadmap, outlining a path towards broad quantum resilience by the end of 2027. Native Falcon 1024 accounts, cryptographic agility, hybrid accounts, post-quantum multi-sig, and more. Dive into the roadmap. So maybe that is part of what's driving that Algorand pump. I mean, certainly some sort of sign of strength in a market that is as bloody as this. Also, real quick, speaking of bloody things, the Jared from Subway got sandwiched, lost a few million, allegedly put out a bounty, but I don't know as if that X account that has the Jared from Subway handle is actually Jared from Subway. I think I saw that previously that it is. It's not the same person. I don't know that to be a fact, but yeah, got a taste of his own medicine. Jared from Subway, the wallet is a notorious meth bot. Opportunist says either quantum will destroy my coin dreams or I'll come out looking like a genius if nothing happens. Stack sats, hodl sats, let time do its thing. Out higher or not at all. F, I hope this works. Yeah, good luck. You, me both. I'm not actively buying right now. I'm also not selling anything into this. It is probably, yeah, maybe Clarity Act is the catalyst. The lawyer says Clarity Act's the catalyst. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if the non-nerds care. I don't know if anyone. I'm still battling my gnats. I did not get the whatever you all suggested to put in the flower pot or the plant pot. If you didn't see it, MetaMask, ETH issued a response on chain to Jared. Oh, that's interesting. I did not see that. I'll go pull it up now. From the MetaMask account. Where? Oh, MetaMask.eth. Yeah, okay, here they go. So I'm sharing and reading in real time. MetaMask.eth responded to Jared from Subway after they offered 50% white hat bounty to the exploiter. Good luck pursuing legal action after getting sandwiched once. If it would pass in court, it wouldn't. Then everyone you've ever sandwiched would have grounds for a class action against the endless sandwiches you've made. You would be supremely shafted. And even if it doesn't pass, your name will be out there and you surely wouldn't want that. You can't do GGWP to the guy that got you wrecked. No crying in the kitchen. So this is clearly with the language here, clearly not actual MetaMask. It's just MetaMask.eth. Responding on chain to Jared from Subway.eth. Wild. Yeah, kind of a. I mean, I agree. No crying in the casino. If you're gonna be that actor, maybe that. Yeah, not. I think it. I don't know if it was spoofed. I think it. Jeremy says we heard the message was spoofed, not the actual MetaMask team. Yeah, either that or someone else owns MetaMask.eth. You know that's what I was guessing. Is it's a real message, just MetaMask may not own MetaMask.eth is my guess. But yeah, definitely not from the MetaMask team with that language. I'm pretty sure of that. Dalvin says just DCA into Bitcoin daily. That's likely the play. Just set it and forget it. You don't have to be then for you these dips, you're just buying on discount. You're just getting a deal today. Quantum does threaten everything, not just Bitcoin. I agree, but from a asset class standpoint and just funds at risk, Bitcoin is and you talk about catalyst or in this case a headwind. Very impactful. Could be very impactful for a Oh, and Drew says it wasn't real. It had a hidden Unicode in it and is not actually MetaMask.eth. Okay, interesting. Also, the X is fake from Jared.Subway. That's what I thought. That's the X account. The Jared.Subway is not the actual Metbot. It is someone else. Man, I had a lot more. It's a lot more fun to talk about World Cup football right now, huh? I do have we've got about 40 minutes left on today's show, and I do have a couple of like more exciting stuff to talk about. You don't see it in the X headline. I don't think I had space. But in addition to Token Unlock Tuesday, on the bright side, we actually have Tokenize This kicks off today. We're going to talk about that on the other side of this break, and a few other talking points that are a little more lighthearted and not all doom and gloom or fear and greed. I also have I bought some NFTs yesterday. When markets are down, I am sweeping NFTs and putting bids out on NFTs, and I'm actually up this morning. So while everything seems to be down and bloody, I bought a few NFTs and they're up. I'm going to share those in a minute. And no copy trading, but I mean, do so with your own risk. Very well could be zero tomorrow. But on the other side of this break, I'm going to share that. And then we also got a new update from Revoke Cash and the Alert Apes team. Nice extension there. I'll highlight that as well. But give me like 60 seconds here. Don't go anywhere. If you're looking for something to do while I'm stepping away and refilling the coffee, head up top, scroll like almost to the right, and you'll see the new reminder link image, and you can hit the reminders for tomorrow's show. But we will be right back on the other side of this coffee break. Appreciate y'all hanging out. New hat alert. I had it on backwards. Didn't realize I haven't shown off my new Burbs hat. A kid, it's not Burbs. It's FU, where my daughter's going to school. So that arrived yesterday, and I'm reaching here to try to put a positive spin on the home stretch of the show. After I said I was trying to dance around market update, but had to go there, and it took a little wind out of the sails. We had a big pull in the. You've been talking. Speaking of cards and World Cup and ripping packs, while not a physical pack, a big win here for a Panini blockchain collector. A few minutes ago, one of the most demanded cards in the latest release. It's the 2021 NFT Prism World Cup Soccer first off the line packs. The not first off the line, they were last Friday, and then tomorrow the $25 packs go live. I missed it. These things sold out like 8 seconds. You do need to KYC. So if you want to get in on the pack, actually shoot, I don't know. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. I'll have to see if I can do it mobile because I think spending the day in the endodontist office tomorrow. We also have Klano's micro episode, their first episode coming out at 11 o'clock Eastern today. Thanks for that. I saw that was coming. I didn't realize it was today. So I will, I'll pin that. I think it's on YouTube as well. And I saw they had like one of their voice artists is one of the actors from Stranger Things and more. But back to this card real quick. Huge pull here. True Grail. It is a legendary Messi, 1 of 1, and already has an offer of $145,000. Just bananas. Calf Kick says it's a 200K card bare minimum. We should be looking at platform sales record here. So this could go down at $145,000 standing offered already. This 1 of 1 Messi could break the record for Panini blockchain sales. I know we've talked about it a few times. We will probably do a panel here at some point, but with Spinotron again and some of the others from the Panini NFT blockchain community, as well as try to get some people on the team. But it's wild. Like in a down market, things are seemingly like bearish across the board. Panini blockchain is having record after record after record from individual sales, from volume. They are Panini blockchain, Panini NFTs have become what Top Shot aspired to be. And I still can't really put a finger on it. Like, I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but I do think it has something to do with the collectors, the sports card collectors, the cardboard collectors. It's an easier transition for them to go to a digital version of a card as it is to go to a moment, a GIF, an MP4. Like I just, after I got Top Shot and NFTs, I didn't have an issue. I didn't take issue with the moments, although I do think some of the moments are like real floor moments. They're just not exciting. Whereas you don't have that downside with a card. Card's just a picture. Yeah, you can have Grail cards with inserts and nets and iconic, I guess like the OG Anunoby play. But most cards are just a picture. Like the game, the scenario, when the picture got taken, it doesn't matter. It's more like the player, is it their rookie card? And yeah, Top Shot did that, but it's wild to me how one went one direction and the others went the other direction. And Panini was around in 21 too. They just did not catch the lightning in the bottle like Top Shot caught. And man, they did say in Discord that you have to preload your money onto your Panini account. That's a good heads up, Jay. Thanks for that. And if you miss the rips, there's no way of getting money off the platform. So you have to spend it on Panini. That gives me OG Top Shot vibes, is you can't withdraw. That is, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so just be, if you're going to put money on there, it's $25 pack rip. So maybe you start small and just put $25 on, maybe put $50 on, try to get 2 packs. But yeah, Tops should have done cards and moments were a chase, not enough good moments to sustain. I think that's part of the issue with Top Shot is it's like they're forcing moments. And so not only did they oversupply, like Top Shot made some errors. I'm not picking on the Top Shot team, but not only did they oversupply the market, it created a lot of floor moments. Like I think back to like even like the early season 1, season 2, it's like you had the LeBron chase down block. You had the LeBron turnaround 3. The LeBron paid homage to Kobe. I can't even remember any, like I think Curry might have had a special 3, but the moments would just really felt reachy. And Dor said he was able to withdraw from Panini no problem. There is a $25 fee though, and you have to KYC for a BitPay account. So apparently you can withdraw, but you got to jump through some hoops and pay a $25 fee. Zonko is also DCA and Bitcoin. Again, that's if you don't know how to if you're not sure how to play this market, that's the way to play it. Also, just got confirmation. I alluded to it earlier. Spencer is going to join us on Thursday, so we'll be kicking off our first interview in the Builders Domain interview series with the one and only Spencer. We'll be talking vibes. We'll talk a little bit about burbs maybe, but really going to do a deep dive on vibes. We've had Spencer on in the past to talk about burbs. We've not, and we talked about his background in TCGs, and we talked about vibe just in passing. So we'll be focusing this on Thursday's interview. We'll be focusing that on vibes. That'll be around. We get started every day. If you're new here, we do get started every day at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And then those interviews, whether it's part of the Builders Domain series or just another one-off special interview, those typically take place at 9 a.m. Jay, back to Panini Blockchain real quick. You got to be fast. The 16,000 on Friday, I said 8 minutes. It was under a minute. Tells me there's got to be some botting to go that quick. I know they got a lot of demand. I know it's hyped up right now, but it was super, super quick. It was gone, and it's tough. So yeah, be there, be loaded, be ready to go if that's something you're looking to get in on. And if not, you might hit the secondary market right after drop. I'll check now, but for I think the first pack was $250, I believe, and you could have got it for like under 300 if you were quick. So it wasn't I'm getting some error. It wasn't a huge spread, at least initially. It could be up now. It is 266. So yeah, it's not awful. Average sale is 320. So even if you miss the drop, you can still get the packs unripped on the secondary market. Right now, there's 1,000 listings. The most recent sale is 266. Current floor is 266. The average sale is 320, and there's remained 7,500 unopened packs. So basically, like almost half the packs have been ripped at this point. The other one of which just pulled a $145,000 Messi card. To me, I don't know. Probably, I just got one of those VFriends mega boxes. I probably should go buy one of these. I should probably go buy one of these Panini sets because the chase items are they're real. Like there's the FIFA box I bought yesterday. Zero chance of pulling a $100,000 card in there. They're just not in there. Like they don't have those chase items. Where the chase items in this Panini NFT World Cup packs, they're very real. Like that Messi card is not the only card that already has a 6-figure offer. So again, please don't go rush into buying a $266 pack just because I talked about it here on the show. Do your own research, understand what you're getting into. But the community is very active. They're very helpful. And so if you do have questions, tap into someone like Spinotron. Oh, it was 150. Okay, my bad. The pack was 150. Thanks, Mike. So it's basically not quite 2x, or the average sale is, I guess, 2x. But yeah, retail for 150. Now you can get it for 266. So up a little bit. I was looking, hitting the timeline for some other news and notes. No one has pulled the Grant Young sketch card yet. Luca also said he is aspiring to make every Web3 artist, get him get him on a Vibes card and get him featured in Target and Barnes and Noble. And those Vibes packs are selling for 3x on eBay right now. So while I've been ripping these packs just because I enjoy feeling something in a market like this, I'd rather rip packs than mess around on the perp streets. No chance of getting liquidated. I might go to 0 on a pack rip, but I'm not getting liquidated ripping packs. The packs are selling for a 3x, at least as of yesterday night. You know, the pack selling for $5.99 is going for $18 to $20 on eBay. I haven't hit on this yet, but noteworthy. I think it's been well documented by now. If you missed it though, the clue yesterday was 2325 with the red background. To which I said, see y'all in South Carolina at Beeple Studios. Looking forward to it. 2325 is the address of Beeple Studios, 2325 Charleston Regional Parkway. Charleston, South Carolina. We also had one of the earlier hints. There was S and C that were highlighted or enunciated. Enunciated, that's not the right word. Amplified, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But there was an SC, people called out, it's a collector were larger. And so people were speculating that could be Beeple Studio then. I think this confirms it. I think we're having Ape Fest or some event. Tebow had another take that it's not Ape Fest, it's another event. I still think it's Ape Fest because of Figgy's comments that they'd be sharing the details soon. And yeah, I agreed. We could get a curveball day. The cadence has been every 10 a.m. We get a post or a tweet from the account with a new clue and accented. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Jay also says the pack opening experience is a fun one on Panini. Yeah, so far I'm impressed with the platform. They've done a good job. I've not yet ripped a pack, but everything I've seen is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive and hard to debate the results. I mentioned the NFT that I did buy yesterday. I think I bought 2 or 3, and then I had a couple offers in that got hit overnight. Rock Bottom, it minted on OpenSea. It's got 40% unique ownership. It was a nearly 10,000 supply collection. The currently floor is 0.0073. It was a 0.0012 mint, I believe, or maybe 0.0005, 3 zeros. So it's already more than 10x for mint for those that got in early. And still, I mean, while it has a 10x, what is that math? 0.0073 is $12 with ETH being down. So $12 NFT, I don't know. There's probably nothing there. It's probably just it's pre-reveal, probably just another degen mint and nothing to get excited about. Very well could be 0 as soon as it reveals. But I don't know. There was, I'll share the tab for a little bit because I don't want to get a DMCA because they actually do have I don't think I would be shocked if they've actually licensed the music that's going to play on the site. So I'm going to show you the site here for like 5 seconds. Yeah, they got like some, I don't know, grunge alternative music, and it farts every time you hit forward. But it's Puga Labs, and so play on Yuga Labs, the next generation of Web3 entertainment company, building premium intellectual property from bottom up. And then they kind of lean into like Rock Bottom. So it's like not exactly Get Rack, not exactly Goblin Town, but 0 utility. Just kidding. We build stuff, 100% organic waste, 10,000 rocks, 1 white pooper, 97% vibes, infinite downside. Our plan to take over everything, launch Rock Bottom, blame market conditions, strategic partnership, Sewer reverse expansion, flip Bored Ape Yacht Club, pretend this was the plan, and then try something else. Probably nothing here, but it's not the lowest effort of websites. Again, today with Claude and the AI tools, you probably can spin up a website like this pretty easily. But for a mint that was a couple dollars, currently $12, felt like rolling the dice. Very well could be, like I said, 0 post reveal. So certainly don't put any money into anything right now, especially NFTs that you can't afford to lose. But just wanted to share that trade. Like I said, I think I have 4 or 5 of those maybe, and we'll hope to pull a grail, a poop grail, a Puga Labs Rock Bottom grail. Yeah, I probably am donating to South Asian scammers. Right after we gave the warning from Drew the other day, here I am contributing. You know, the pack rips, I was feeling something, but just wasn't. I need to feel something more. And yeah, I'm part of the problem, Drew. But I don't know. They leaned into the Knicks. Reveal is tonight, but you got some Knicks characters with the crown. You got, I don't know. It's silly. It's, again, probably nothing. I probably am contributing to the South Asian scammers, but here we are. Do your own research. Please don't buy a rock that you think is going to go to, this is going to go up at all. Speaking of Drew, though, another actual noteworthy, helpful information: Revoke Cash and Alert Apes partnered up. Over the last month, Alert Apes has worked hard to flag and call out scammers, but users had to visit our website to check whether a profile was a scammer or not. That changes now. working with Revoke Cash and Fairside to integrate labels directly into your X feed via the Revoke Cash extension. So now you know that you're interacting with a scam profile without actually having to go to Alert Ape's site. These tags pull directly from Alert Ape's database, labeling profiles as scammer, sus, or fake ape right next to their X handle on their profile in your X feed. That gives you a clear signal to avoid that profile and reduce risk of interacting with a scammer. It's all possible thanks to Revoke Cash extension integration. If you aren't using the extension, go to Revoke's Cash website, extension, add to browser, then refresh your X feed to enable the feature for free. You can see an example of Crypto Gupta here. It's red from the circle is from Ethos, and then the scammer tag is from Alert Apes. Yeah, nice app, nice feature. And this especially as if we start seeing more and more, whether it's mints or token drops, I think this is a nice feature. Hats off to Revoke Cash and Alert Apes for shipping a useful tool. Would have been nice to have this back in the day. Hizzy's take on back to the Beeple Studios. His opinion is venue over hotel. Maybe build something larger. How many? There's an email from Beeple Studios advertising a late September event. Dort says weird if there's something already scheduled. Yeah, late September. They could do a turn from September to October 17th. I don't think that's too tight of a turn. A few weeks between is fine. Someone also mentioned that after October 17th is the week after is Marfa, which again, it might be tight, but I don't think it's that tight of a turn. You have a few days, a week between events is now if he was hosting back-to-back events, that'd be something, but to host an event and then go to Marfa, I think is very doable. Venue important, but making sure apes have a place to stay that's not too crazy expensive and centralized so we all run into each other organically is very underrated, hugely important in his opinion. I agree, Dort. I think having either the same hotel or hotels that are close so that we can have those serendipitous, you go to a restaurant, everyone's at lunch. I think, VFriends or VCon 1 and 2 did this very well, where they had, I think, a multiple hotels, but they were all such in close proximity. It wasn't in New York, it wasn't in Miami, it wasn't in LA, so that you almost always ran into other attendees when you're out and about. And I think Charleston fits that bill, and Charleston, assuming that they're in close proximity. My understanding, though, the Beeple studio is in like a warehouse district and, 30, 40 minutes from, like downtown Charleston or where hotels might be. So yeah, I agree. Getting either a large enough hotel or a few of them together where we can have those run-ins, I think that is important. I do agree. We got about 15 minutes. I have two other topics I want to hit on. If there's anything else I haven't hit on today that you feel is noteworthy or you have questions on, add your questions in the chat. Feel free to throw a request to come up on stage. But more talk on there's just more talk on the parlays that hit yesterday, and on those speaking of those pudgy cards selling on the secondary market, these are sales. These aren't listed. There's a pack sold for $20 plus $4.20 delivery. So again, buying for $5.99, selling for $20. It's more than a 3x. Here's a 3-pack that sold for $40. So you're buying 3 for $18, selling for $40. Here's also 3 sold for, I don't know why it's crossed out. Doesn't show, but yeah, they're selling for, it's a profitable flip. Most of these retailers are limiting to 2 per. Like I said, unless you sweet talk the people behind the counter, but so it's not like you're going to make a ton of money, but it's a good sign that there's demand there that's beyond, beyond just the core base. We haven't hit on yet. I'm not going to dive into it, but newsworthy since we do talk about sports a little bit here. Giannis Antetokounmpo got traded to the Miami Heat. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but Dort is mentioning referencing Hong Kong. Dort and I were in the same hotel. We could split Ubers. We meet up. There was, I think, 3 official hotels or 3 hotels they partnered with over there. Lisbon, there were so many encounters in the hotel and events at Rooftop Bar. And even though Vegas had an Ape hotel, was massive, we still met up in the lobby frequently, had breakfast together. So yeah, big hotel blocks in Charleston is huge. 1,000 people coming in for one event is stress on a city of that size, even if they do have some big resort or hotel. Who knows? But we will get another hint here in about 20 minutes. Guchin says, I still think they're just dropping hints of what will be part of Ape Fest. They never give the real clue of the location and date. Just think of previous years. This could be curveballs. We might get something that is surprising to us all here in a bit. But before 10 o'clock hits, we'll hang out a little after 10. We'll see what the clue is today, and if we have any strong takes or feelings one way or the other. But before we get to 10 o'clock, I do want to get in I mentioned in passing, and not just in passing, the title over on YouTube and Abstract. Tokenize This kicks off today. So I want to give you a little bit of background on that. It's a perfect opportunity to highlight our friends and partners over at Doma. This is our Keeping It Real segment.
Buying domains was slow, Doma changing the game. One bridge, one standard, now the systems move the same. Registrar, stay central, keep the trust and control. DNS and compliance, still they play the key role. Traded on chain, let new markets arise. Domain value unlocked, welcome to DomainFi.
So today's Keeping It Real segment is brought to you by Doma, our partners in bringing real-world assets on-chain. Something most people are still sleeping on. The internet runs on 364 million domain names worth an estimated $360 billion, and almost none of that is liquid. Selling a premium domain the old way means 45 to 90 days of waiting, and brokers take 10 to 20% off the top. Doma fixes that. They tokenize real domains, your .coms, your .ais, into on-chain assets you can trade 24/7. You can own a fraction of, you can borrow against, while the domain still works like normal. That's DomainFi. Real assets, real yield, no waiting. Doma putting the real and keeping it real. Check it out at doma.xyz and join us at 11 o'clock today for another episode of Doma on Air. We're hosting the founders, the owners of smoothie.com. And they're actually, that's going to be the most, the next upcoming, the hyped domain to get tokenized is smoothie.com. They get emails. I mean, you can hear from the owners today, but emails from the Planet Smoothies, the Smoothie Kings of the world. It's a very much so a premium domain in another booming industry that is smoothies. And they're bringing that to Doma here soon. That is pinned up top, but go give the Doma protocol as the handle. And David Costello is going to be joining us on Doma on Air today, talking about smoothie.com and going liquid. And if you want a piece of smoothie.com, it's now, Doma makes that a real possibility. That said, I mentioned Wall Street coming to crypto. Tokenize This kicks off today in New York City. It's the biggest real world asset event of the season. Starts this morning. Tokenize This kicked off at 8 a.m. today in New York City. It's the Glass House. It runs today through June 25th. So it's why we're going live. They just kicked off. The speaker list reads like a TradFi's who's who. We got Fidelity, Apollo, Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, Securitize, all talking about programming on tokenized deposits, stablecoins, and how institutions are actually deploying capital on chain. It lands as the RWA category is genuinely heating up. You got on-chain tokenized RWAs, excluding stablecoins, are already around $14.8 billion. Excuse me. Check that. It's 31.8 billion. It's up roughly 300% year over year. Tokenized treasuries alone are 14.8 billion. So treasuries about 15 billion. All other RWAs, not talking about stablecoins, 31 billion. And tokenized stocks are the fastest growing subcategory, up 39% in just 30 days on the back of the SpaceX IPO. It's up to 1.7 billion itself. Narrative shifted from treasuries only and stablecoins to diversified, yield-bearing on-chain economy, and the suits are showing up to prove it. So we'll maybe have some more news coming out of Tokenize This week, but it was one that I hadn't seen anyone on the timeline talking about. It hit my brief feed here and double tapped a little bit, and it's not just another RWA on-chain conference. In fact, it is a on-chain conference that is mostly not the crypto natives. It's mostly TradFi at hosting and speaking at an on-chain conference, in this case, RWAs. So we talk about what is the next catalyst? Maybe it is Clarity Act. Maybe there's no insta catalyst. Maybe there's no catalyst that just sends us. Rather, the world comes on chain. RWAs come on chain. Like it's up 300% year over year. What happens if it's up another 300% next year? We talk about ripping these packs, talking about Panini cards. I know NFTs aren't a new technology at this point per se, but it really does feel like adoption is. It feels like we've hit critical mass. It feels like the train has left the station, and really exciting time to be here. It's exciting time to be a builder, and it's no longer a meme that the institutions are coming. The institutions are here. The institutions are here, and they're building. They're not just here to, buy, just to stand up a Bitcoin strategic reserve or a treasury company. They're building. They're building on chain. They're bringing more products and yield-bearing instruments on chain, and exciting time. So I'll be following along. I'll if anything, any breaking news comes out of Tokenize This, we'll hit on it tomorrow. But yeah, if anyone's in New York wants to check it out, I don't know what tickets are. I could probably do a search. But if anyone happens to be at Tokenize This in New York this week, I would be very curious. Would love to know. But that's our Keeping It Real segment, powered by Doma. Tokenize the Internet's $360 billion domain market. You can trade, fractionalize, and earn on names used that just sit there. So parking is old. Now it's all about tokenizing domains. DomainFi is live now at doma.xyz. You can click the QR code in the top corner there. That'll take you right to Doma, or just doma.xyz in your browser. Go check out Doma. Smoothie.com, their landing page right now is talking about their launch. So if you want to learn more about that, tune into Doma on Air at 11 o'clock today, and or head right over to smoothie.com, and you'll see the $23 billion market they're talking is that's the smoothie market blended into one domain. Smoothie.com becomes $smoothie.com, category defining, fractionalized liquid, and it's yours to trade. It goes live in a week. So 1 week from today, that goes live, and another one we'll be excited to follow along. Home stretch here. Any final topics before our 10 o'clock hint? Steve says he thinks Miami is still likely. Same Dort agrees. So the 23-25 is a pump fake. It's getting us all to think it's going to be Beeple Studios. Maybe it is some sort of partnership with Beeple. Maybe there's maybe it's a satellite event while we do Ape Fest in Miami, and there's a group can get together in South Carolina. I wouldn't think that's likely. I do think it's likely, whether it's at Ape Fest or at some point, I do think we see a Beeple mint in Otherside, very similar to the Daniel Arsham mint that just took place. How that works, I don't know. If they do a mint, I would hope that there's it's not just an open edition where 30,000 people get an open edition Beeple, rather some chase items, whether it's the robot dogs pooping NFTs, or some sort of raffle, or I don't know how the mechanics would be best, but I hope there's an opportunity to hit a grail, not just no offense, but not just a print equivalent of a one of 30,000 NFT. But maybe it is Miami. Beeple cards coming with apes at Ape Fest. That could be a thing. I do think, like, every ape you get a pack, you get a Beeple pack. I did see Node Foundation seems like they're coming to the end of their Beeple card supply, which tells me if that's true, like the run was pretty limited, and these Beeple cards could become real grails. Talking about collectors collecting, and I think in Figgy's bio still says like apes are the PSA 10 of NFTs. Like there's definitely something there. There's a thread to tug on. And if you've missed it, if you're new, Beeple and Figgy go way back. Figgy used to employ Beeple and was responsible for getting him onboarded into crypto, NFTs, and Web3. So yeah, something's happening there. I think I would be shocked if we don't see some sort of partnership or collaboration with Beeple at some point. I do think it's a good possibility that we have Ape Fest at the Beeple Studios, or a event. If it's not Ape Fest, I think we'll have another ape event. Gucci. It's Gucci own. Gucci. I'll get it one of these days. Thanks for bearing with me. Gucci. Let me just check the news. Any other headlines? I think that hits everything I had on the brief, unless we want to go back. You know what? I will look at. I shared the rock bottom NFT. Let me be fair and at least look at the other collections, see if there's anything else pumping out there the last one day, and that should take us right up to 10 o'clock here. So If you're not in the rock bottom trade with me, maybe you check out some of these other winners or dip buying opportunities. This is sorted by daily 1 day volume. Hypers down 8% to 210 hype, in addition to hype being down, or so not great there. Pudgy's down 4.9%, again, also ETH down, so the double whammy. Punks are down 1.2%. Pick two sells. New mint here, probably. I mean, both of these you see rock bottom that I highlighted earlier. Both of them have done like 26 ETH in volume. Pick two sells is floor of 0.0021, rock bottom 0.0074. These degen mints are probably speed running to zero, but your momentum trading most likely, and it's likely something that no one's talking about a month from now. So just know what you're getting yourself into. It's a game of hot potato. In and out is probably the play. No offense to any builders if you have long-term plans. I don't mean any offense, just calling it like I see it with the information I have available to me today. Mutants down 1% to 1.43. Trolls, this is the one that had some questions regarding, I don't think the founders of this collection have rights to the IP, and could be some infringing there. It's down 13% of the day, but still 0.188. Non-player characters pumping again, up 16% of the day to 0.075. Little Pudgies flat, but on a day like today, being up 0.3% is a good thing. It's a positive on the day like today. It's 0.539. Doodles down 4.5% to 0.44. Cows, this is another new NFT. Let's see what we got here. Cows is 0.11 ETH. It is down 20% on the day, but it looks like a smaller collection. Collection size of only 222. It looks like speaking of Grant Young, it looks like someone did a Microsoft Paint version of Grant Young's art featuring cows. I know nothing about it other than it just minted. It's a supply of 222 and trending a little bit on the on the daily volume chart. Back to the leaderboard though. Apes flat, down 0.9%, 9.16. Normies down 10% on the day to 0.3898. Cyberkongs, the big winner, almost 2 ETH now, 1.9899, up 13% on the day. Milady's flat at 1.03. Squiggles flat at 2.6. Clone X, we still don't know who acquired it. They're at 6.4. OK Guy down 13% to 0.009. Good Vibes Club down 7% on the day to 0.41. Reorder down 14% of the day. That's Dario Di Sienna's new project. It's down to 0.0329. Coda's down flat at down 0.1% to 0.74. Rec Guy. Oh, that's it. That's the other news item. Chimpers. Oh, we have time to do a Chimpers pack rip. We're gonna do a Chimpers pack rip tomorrow. I've got a couple of those packs I want to rip. I want to give that proper time. So we'll do the Chimpers pack rip tomorrow. Someone remind me, don't let me forget. But the other thing that I buried the Cold Open League. We got too hot and heavy into talking football. Oh, it looks like Adam Weitzman might have bought a Cyberkong. Thanks, Izzy. Someone weethed a bunch of Good Vibes Club to sweep Trolls a night or two ago. Hate to see it. Yep. This is to sum up crypto and NFTs. Zane, thank you for the co-production here. If you want to rewind the tape, you'll hear me within a matter of probably 90 seconds, if not about 3 minutes. I'm talking about the world's biggest corporations coming into crypto. This is the inevitable future. The institutions are here. And then within minutes later, talking about robot pooping NFTs. Find me a more interesting space than is crypto. I don't think you can. But Cold Open buried the lead in the Cold Open today. While we are all fans of the World Cup here, it's Prime Day. Happy Prime Day to all those who celebrate. You got doorbuster deals from 40% off. There's one thing I'm going to be buying on Prime today. Rekt. Big deals on Rekt today. 50% off. Rekt. So go load up on your, look at that, claim $5 offer. Go load up on your energy drinks, all flavors, the W Melon, the Blue Raspberry, the Cherry Cola, all 50% off. I'm not even going to drop my ref link because I want you to go buy on Amazon to get your best deal. I do have a Rekt affiliate link to get a discount on, and I can get a little commission per sale, but I can't get you 50% off. So go save 50% off. Go get go participate in that Prime Day deal. Next time we have Ovi on, next time we have OSF on, I'm going to ask him how. I'm just curious how do you get to participate in Prime Day? Do you just can anyone opt in? Do they tap do certain products, certain brands have an opportunity to opt in? I don't know. I have no idea. And does it really matter? I don't know. Probably not. I'm just curious. The retailer in me, the entrepreneur in me is genuinely curious. How can you do that? Our hit today, I'm telling you right now, this is going to upset some people. The hard pivoting into our puzzle piece of the day. Members only is the new hint. Members only, collectors collect. So it's basically it brought back all the other words and numbers. 1017, USA with the asterisks, 2325, collectors collect with the S and the C, and then the addition here is members only. What does it mean? I don't know. I'm having fun with it. I do think I think it's all revealed this Thursday is my take. I think my guess is at the clubhouse this Thursday, we'll know when and what and where. But I understand. I want to be empathetic to those that are getting impatient, that have, they got to take care of travel visas and book international travel and all that. I get it. It's still been less than a week since they started teasing it. So I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. I think a lot of the community is having fun trying to decipher what this may mean. But I also know that there's people that are feeling seemingly more antsy now that it's seems to be like known where it's going to be. They want to know the answer. I'm here for it. I'm having fun with it, but I also I have easy travel. If it is going to be in the States, much easier for me to get there than some of our international friends. So stay tuned. We'll probably get another clue tomorrow. In fact, if I'm right, and at the clubhouse is when it's broken, the details are shared, then tomorrow might be our last clue. If that is correct. If tomorrow could be the last clue, then Thursday morning they share the full details. And I don't know anything. I don't have any inside info. I'm just purely speculating. They started the tease last Thursday at the end of At the Clubhouse. I think it might go a week, and then we might get the details. But my guess, trying to think, does anyone have a take on what does members only mean? Is there anything to read between the lines there? Because ApeFest is always, it's members only plus ones. Is there something else to read into that? Maybe it is a people pack, but only members get the packs. There's no guests plus ones don't get a pack. Maybe it's a people NFT, but only members get the NFT. Payne trying to bring us down. We're trying to finish on a high note, but Payne trying to bring us down with breaking news here at 10:02 a.m. Ethereum Foundation just fired 20% of its staff. I think that's actually bullish, actually. It's probably too much bloat, and they probably could let some of these people go. No offense. Is members only crossed out? I don't think it's crossed out. There is like a line through the bottom of it, but I don't interpret that as, well, the only portion you could interpret the line is completely through the word only. The line hits like the R, the S, and then only. Might be something there. Members only sounds like the clubhouse. Ooh, natty wife. That might be it. Maybe it is the clubhouse. So if it is the clubhouse, I saw someone yesterday post that there's a location in Wynwood with the street address 2025. So maybe the street address was right. Opportunist asked no +1. Maybe. I'd be surprised if they do no +1. Mike C says members only was cool, was a cool light jacket I had in the 80s. Yeah, I got mine from Sam's Club, I think. I saw yesterday someone had shared a address. I'm trying to find it real quick, and then we'll let you all get out of here. This is Snowflake shared this is 2325 Miami. That's where the clubhouse construction is. It's 2325 North Miami Avenue. Dort or anyone in Miami drove by 2325 North Miami. next to Throw Social Club. It would make sense. Could be if there's already a social club there, it would make sense as an acquisition. It's next to Mr. 01 Extraordinary Pizza. It's at the intersection of North Miami. It also looks like there's a, I don't know if this is a dilapidated building next to it. You got some trees and then something else next to it. So it could be, I might be a reach here, but yeah, if let's say they acquired this building or released it, 2325 North Miami, where Throw Social Club looks to be at currently. And then if there's a lot next door with all these trees and then another building that doesn't show any business today, they could have this corner here for a very large space. Could be something. But yeah, I'm curious if anyone in Miami has been by North Miami Ave and Northeast 24th Street. 2325 North Miami Ave. We're going to do a street view and then we'll let you get out of here. I think I've been here. This novella, there was a one of the Art Basel, someone had a side event there. Yeah, I've definitely been here. So this might be something. This building's for lease. 2325. Freaking FedEx trucks in the way. This building right here is for lease. It's got Wynwood on it. At least I think that's the building in question. FedEx truck is killing my vibes. Yeah, Novella is Novella's nice. Like I said, I have been there. It's got a nice outdoor area. Wait, that's not. This is where. Yeah, the Oasis. So the Oasis is where we had. Fuck It Saturday. The Fuck It Saturday, the Mutant event was held at the Oasis. Cool outdoor venue. This is Nina Chanel's art. You can see on the at the top of it. But it is a really cool outdoor venue. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe checks out. Any other insight or intel there? I would be curious. Trying to see. So Novella is 2323. So 2325 would be right next to it. I mean, if that's the case, it's not going to be the clubhouse. It would be where 8Fest is at. They're doing 8Fest at the Oasis again. Not again. They've never had 8Fest at the Oasis, but they had an event there. It's 2335. So at least the listed address, the street address for the Oasis is 2335. That's weird. How do we go from Novella is 2323 and then Oasis is 2325? Like the 2325 North Miami doesn't exist per that. Let me look at it from a different way. So 2325, I know the address said 2323 on the building, but 2325 shows Novella on like the pin. It shows Novella on Google Maps. And then you got the open space, which is where Oasis was. I don't think the clubhouse is at Oasis. I don't think that's the case. Illa, give me a wink or nod if we're having 8Fest at the Oasis this year. he's not gonna tip me off here, but they told me I had to ask. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe it's People Studios. Maybe it's back at the Oasis. I don't think the Clubhouse would be there, but I think it's cool. It's an awesome spot for Ape Fest. I really enjoyed the Fuck It Saturday, that mutant event that was there. And I think it's a great outdoor venue. The letters touch. What do you mean by that, Hizzy? It would be a little funny if I wouldn't think they acquired Novella, but if we acquired something with the same street address as People, boy, that would be funny. The Oasis is too small for Ape Fest, says Dort. Maybe. I remember a lot of people being at that fucking Saturday event. Granted, you wouldn't think it's as much as an Ape Fest, but I don't think of that venue as small. Maybe you're right, Dort. Maybe it is too small for a full-blown Ape Fest, but I don't like my head thinks it's in my head. I think it's large. Anyways, there's your hint for today. We will have probably another hint tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we'll see if we can decipher this thing. And then, there was a lot of room. So you had the whole outdoor area, then you had like a back room, and there was it was like a spread out. And I loved it as a venue for an event like that, because you had the stage outside, you could be loud and having fun at the concert, or you could go back in like the bar area and have a cool conversation. It was a good setup for an event. Drew says he remembers the smoke machine broke and the fire alarm going off, so no one could. I'd forgotten that. Dor says too small of a stage and area. Yeah, stage was kind of small. Stage was kind of small, but was it any smaller than where Kodak Black performed last year? I don't. In my memory, those stages in that stage area were pretty similar in size. Certainly not as large as like a Pier 17 or Pier 17, but I don't know if it was too much smaller than where we were at in Vegas last year. Let me check the other chat, see if we have any other breadcrumbs or hot takes. But members only. What does members only mean? Guchin says, I still think it's a description of what Ape Fest is going to be. It was always members only. Yeah. Hizzy's saying that's why he doesn't think it's Beeple's Warehouse, because there isn't really a stage there. Fair. I'm not thinking too much about stage as an importance. Oh my goodness, man, speaking of burying the lead, I'm a bad friend. It's Steve's birthday today. If I would have known, we would have made him come up and sing happy birthday to him when he was in here earlier. Go wish Steve a happy birthday. I completely, and I should remember, because of our infamous, we had a real life coffee with Captain at NFT NYC, I think the second Ape Fest. And here's what you should do. Go wish Steve a happy birthday and drop a Seinfeld gif in his chat. He's a huge Seinfeld fan. We gave so much so that he requested a Seinfeld cake for his birthday. We celebrated it NFT NYC. I'll find a picture of it for tomorrow. But yeah, Steve's birthday today. Go send him some love. And in the meantime, keep thinking on where this Ape Fest might be. Assuming that's what the hints, the puzzle is leading us to the answer. I got to get running though. I got to knock some things. I got to take Duke out for a walk before our 11 o'clock Doma on air. I pinned that up top. Go follow the Doma protocol. We not live from my account. We go live from Doma's socials. We go on live at 11 o'clock talking about smoothie.com and tokenizing these domains. Also, if anyone happens to be at Tokenize This in New York this week, I'd be curious if any alpha comes out of there. As always, though, we'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time and trying to. The show used to be 8 to 10. Now it's going to be like 8 to 10:15, at least until we find out where Ape Fest is at. So we'll attempt to crowdsource the solving of this riddle. But until tomorrow or until 11 o'clock, hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.